who's back? Are people gonna think, oh, Denise cannot make it outside, so she have no choice but to beg John for a job again?
I think that thing, right, opens some trauma in me.
John Paul is a different man now.
It's like 2 new employees.
That's why the chemistry is off.
Management.
Wait, sorry, am I supposed to host this episode? I'm confused.
No. Wait, why
What's
do you have
going
a
on?
laptop?
Okay, no, I don't know. Why are you sitting here?
Why not sitting at the...
Oh,
Why? Does it matter?
I was told to just do an intro and then pass it on. So I'm just going to do an intro and then we can do it.
Oh, that's why you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you've already clicked the title, so you already know who is on today's episode.
No, you don't know yet.
But we're just going to do it anyway because we just love our mysterious reveals, right? So despite a year, right, where we had Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, the WP Sengkang team, we've had global superstars and TikTok stars whose episode maybe will come out after this, but it doesn't matter. Today's guest, and here to stay, has been the most requested for the entire year. I am so honored to welcome back to the show and to Gravity Media, ladies and gentlemen, Denise!
I feel like people might be expecting a soccer celebrity.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
Oh no! So for those of you who don't know, Denise actually left us. Gravity lah, not obviously she's still here. In October last year, and
But
she's been back in Gravity for actually a month already since time of filming. So since August. And
Hey,
so,
why we review this part? No, I make it fun.
No, I think quite important to know that maybe some of the last episodes, Denise already had a hand in some of those episodes.
Maybe you heard my laughter in the background.
Yeah, you never know. But what has the last 10 months been for you?
A child.
Oh. If we throw back to the episode where I left,
Yeah.
I think what I was talking about was at that point I felt like I needed like a new challenge or like a different, it's just a change of environment. Not that this place didn't challenge me anymore, but it's like, I've been here for 4 years and at my age I wanted to be able to like explore
Yeah.
what is maybe like going in-house which was where I was at the last 10 months.
Nothing brings me more joy than having an employee come back. To me, that is like one of the very, very few joys you get trying to build a business.
But
So
you've had this joy a few times now.
it's so rare though.
Yeah.
But
No.
I mean, it's rare still lah. So I also had to go through the thought, right? That am I also sending a signal that people can just come and go as they please? That people feel like whenever they want to leave, they leave. Of course, like John will surely take us back. Like yes, the truth is I will most likely take you back if you're good. That is the truth.
And I think like that's something that I appreciated. For me also, when I was thinking of whether or not I should come back, right? Okay, on the personal version is that are people gonna think, oh, Denise cannot make it outside, so she have no choice but to beg John for a job again, right? Then the second thing that I was thinking about is if I come back, because I have a target of like what I want to do and where I want the next 5 to 10 years of my life to go, I don't want to be using like the company or like John for a paycheck. I want to know like, is there a different value that I can bring now that I'm coming back, essentially taking over TDK's like IP, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know whether can I bring the podcast to like a TDK 2.0, right? Or what does the evolution of podcast now look like?
Yeah.
Like that's what like kind of excited me, but also scared me a bit, right? And then I guess like the timing of it is shorter than I expected. Like I wouldn't have thought that okay, I will leave for like 8 months, then I'm back.
No man, 8 months
Then-
far too long.
For too long.
Far too long.
Thank
Should
you.
I come back soon?
Yeah, so for me, when I left for my previous company, Purist, a lot of things shifted. So then I didn't really get to spend much time doing what I was excited to go there to do.
Right.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I think a lot of dots connected outside of work that would give me the opportunity to pursue building my own business, which had been a long time dream of mine. Yeah, so it felt like I was a bit stuck at work and then not having enough time to go and pursue my own things.
Right.
So at first I just wanted to leave, then I just do freelance work. I wasn't planning to like find another job.
Right.
Yeah. So it was quite, I guess, like timely how that business opportunity came to be. And it's something that I have to do now. If I don't do now, I miss the boat. And then after that, having this conversation with John, because it was close to actually Mahito's movie premiere. So it was actually around that time. Then I think there was some conversations in like our old group chat, with all the other cast members.
I was like wondering how does the movie fit into this thing?
No, so it was kind of like the conversation kick-started. And then when I started having thoughts of, should I quit my job to go and pursue this, like building a business that I don't know where it's really going to take me? I could burn through all my savings and what, right? And what not, right? Then the thought just dropped in my head, like talk to John about it. Yeah, so then that's where I out of nowhere suddenly went to trauma dump on John, I guess. I'm not really,
No lah.
I mean, it wasn't a trauma dump. I was just trying to see like, is there something I'm missing as somebody who has not lived enough life at this point, right?
Yeah.
Is this a rash decision?
Right,
You know,
right,
to
right,
want to
right.
drop everything and like pursue my dream per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's a big shift because back then to me, like work is everything. Like my whole life is just centered around, can I find a good job and then have a good pay? And then at some point I can have financial freedom to then live my life. Yeah. But now I'm kind of shifting towards like realizing that my dreams are not as far away as I think they were. Like I can just do things and these things will just bring me closer to that. So I realized that I get back that feeling of like being excited to try things and being excited to like learn new things all the time. And then what eventually was kind of the turning point like against that shame was actually a Steve Jobs email to himself, I think. I think last time don't have notes app, so like he need to email himself to remind himself things. The subject line of the email is, you can't plan to meet the people who will change your life. And it's a story about how it was quite serendipitous, the story of him meeting his wife. Yeah, essentially he was supposed to go and do one thing, then he went to give a speech, and then he met the wife there and the rest was history. But at the end, let me read the last paragraph that he wrote, okay? You can't plan to meet the people who will change your life. It just happens. Maybe it's random, maybe it's fate. Either way, you want to recognize it when it happens and have the courage and clarity of mind to grab onto it. I felt like it was a moment in life like that for me. I think owning a business was something that I've always wanted to do, but I never really saw a path there. I always thought, okay, at most it's like I print t-shirt. I design like Taylor Swift t-shirt and then I sell on Etsy. Like that was like the maximum, right? Then I never really saw myself beyond that also. So in a sense, I think I diminished certain things for myself and then I put myself in a box lah. At the same time that I saw this, a lot of dots in my life started connecting. Like I met my co-founder, which was quite crazy also, the story there. As in, my co-founder is one of the guys that came to our TDK dinner.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so like for us to even get to that point, like as a show where we would have people want to ballot to come and eat dinner with us, right?
Wild, yeah.
Like it's such a long journey.
For free.
And then from there, eventually the spark happened where there was an opportunity to work together.
Yeah.
It was a moment of like, should I give up what I have right now to chase that? And I don't know, like, I mean, a tech startup, an app can take like 3 to 5 years to build, right? And maybe faster now with AI. But so it's almost like, am I chasing a very arbitrary? And like this spoke to me at that point because it's like, okay, like it's Christian for me, but it's like when I see the Lord moving, do I have the consciousness to like catch on to that and then like trust that it will be provided for, like essentially. When I have a certainty on that already, right? Everything else, all the feelings of shame or whatever, don't really matter. Don't compare to that. So because I am so sure of what I'm trying to do and why I am doing certain things and what it's gonna take to get me there, like it erased all of these like fears. The secondary thing was that when I told my partner that I was considering this, because the first time when I told her that I wanted to leave Gravity, right, she was like, are you sure? Like why? Like I think she felt a bit like unsettled about it because of the timing and everything. I think the decision also happened quite quickly. At that point, I had already been in the company for like 4 years, so I thought, okay, like maybe it's a bit more reasonable, right, that I'm thinking of like trying new things. But she actually felt quite unsettled about it. And then eventually it came to a point where like, okay, like I think this is the better choice for me at this point in my life. Yeah. But then when I told her about this, like, and potentially having the opportunity to come back, right?
Again, right?
She said, I have a lot of peace with that.
Oh.
She said, I think you should go.
Wow.
And then to me, it was like, because she's a very cautious person.
Yeah,
so then I'm like, wow, now if she said go, right, then means I can just go. Like, you know what I mean?
Like so easy, man.
Is that not what love is? We find someone to give us rules. Like we are a free bird, but like, no, let's look for a cage.
Yeah. So then at that point, it felt like, okay, I know what in my heart I want to do, and I know how I can bring value to the company. And then at the same time, the company can give value to me, right? In terms of like growth and stability and all that. And I can also chase my dreams. Like I was like, oh my God, I can have the best of every world. Like I didn't imagine that this was ever possible.
10 months away, right? You come back, right? Do you notice anything different about us?
Actually, before I came back, a lot of people tell me, John Paul is a different man now.
It's true though.
I needed to sell it, bro.
Like
I felt the need to text you, on your first day. JP is a different man now. But I didn't. I thought you would see for yourself.
I heard that he became like warm and caring and joins the lunches.
That's
You
why.
laugh. I heard that.
No, because he only knows this version of you.
Damn sus.
So the biggest
The
difference
dynamic.
I think will probably be John, because I also work with John the most often on a day-to-day basis. And I think back then, like we came to a point where like, as in we're almost, how to say, like our job on a day-to-day, like if we write scripts or what, it will overlap quite a bit. Yeah. So then back then, like there was a period that I felt like very burnt out. But now it's like, oh, John will like offer to help me like on certain things, and I think like we are being a lot more communicative because both of us have grown.
Wow. Which was so funny because your first 3 days of work.
Sorry, close up. Management.
Oh, he taking the credit.
Yeah.
Actually, it was quite interesting because I spoke to John Paul before I came back also. Like we had a conversation, but I didn't know that at that time
To his
he
knowledge or
was
not?
on sabbatical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually, the funny thing is that when we first both joined the company back when we were Bandemia, right? We were also like a month apart.
Yeah.
Then now when we kind of like, I guess like he go for a refreshing journey or what. Then now that he's back, then within the month I'm also back.
It's like 2 new employees.
That's why the chemistry is off.
We put a lot of newbies on the show. We like to give new talent a chance.
I also wanted to like ask John, like because I wasn't here for his sabbatical episode, right? That like in your 1 month, like what do you feel like switched for you? Because you've also been at the company for a really long time.
The difference was that, like for what you were articulating, right? You needed time away in a new environment to experience those things for yourself. Mine was I needed time to do something else. I needed to carve out the time to do something that I knew I wanted to do already.
And like you said also in that episode, you actually realized that you actually wanted to stay even before the sabbatical started. You just had to do it anyway also. And
You have to try and then fail or whatever for yourself or succeed. Yeah. And
Which is quite similar.
something else that you mentioned was also like about time, right? I was reading this like Reddit post where this guy said that I have a secret to share. Shh. Repeat after me. Time is
Welcome back, man.
yeah, like we've been missing things.
the drama. Time is the currency of life. Money is not. Sooner you figure this out, happier you'll be.
Hey, don't tell anyone.
Why do we need? I don't understand.
Wait, yeah, what?
The
What?
secret
No,
to
as in
life.
because like a lot of things he talk about is like I need the time to go and do this.
Yeah.
Like, we don't realize that like the two biggest things that I learned that we don't give enough value to is our time and our thoughts. Like the thoughts one I hear in a sermon, they say like we value things a lot more than our thoughts, but our thoughts shape who we are and how we think and how we interact with people and builds our relationships with people, but we don't give enough value to that. Like we dismiss it or we give weight to the wrong thoughts. Back then to me it's like, never mind, I'm still 20, a whole life ahead of me or whatever.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I don't give
And
enough.
suddenly, boom, you're 35.
Yeah, we're giving up our time to earn money when time was there
Yes.
to begin with. You know,
Yes.
to do all the things we wanted.
I was having a conversation with Pat about your sabbatical, just like last night.
You talk about
Their
me.
pillow
you're
talk.
thinking about him.
Their
Yeah.
pillow talk is.
No, so we were mid-thrust. I think it was also because I watched Duna, right? That fucking drama that took the life out of me, right? I think that thing, right, opened some fucking trauma in me. And like even the arguments and the fights that happened within the series, right, were almost exact arguments that I've had. Like not the happening, but the
words
emotion.
they
Yeah,
use.
the words they use, then the expressions that carry. There were a lot of things like that. The conversation kind of led to the point whereby I tell her I want to write songs. Like I have so many like notes in my phone, right? Of like, I want to be the creative director of NDP65. Then
Yeah.
I have a whole idea
Ooh.
of how I would do the parade and ceremony. And then like the songs that I want to do, the speeches I eventually want to make, but no context one. Like I got stage fright, but like I one day want to be able to have the correct context and have the correct gravitas, right, to be able to deliver this speech. You know, like this kind of things. And I feel like, what does it mean to actually like live and to do what you want to do? Because
Yes.
like younger me, right, would observe my life now and see, John, now you can do everything you want to do. Yeah. Why you never?
Yeah, you have free will.
Yeah. And then I was like that is like the little voice in my head, you know, because if I look at it now, it's like now it's actually the time.
Yeah.
Not to say to live and YOLO to whatever, but like I always tell myself like, oh, we want to put off this, or I want to like, you know, you watch those shows where like the fucking Jonas Brothers go to one beach house and write songs, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Then like, wow, one day I want to do that. Go and just stay there 2 weeks and see whether I can share one song, that kind of fuck. Then like nothing else to do kind. Then hear the waves crash, then try and squeeze out one song, that kind of shit, right?
Benny Blanco's involved.
Then I'm like, No lah, maybe one day and I got time. One day I got time when I can afford to leave the company, like to take extended leave, when I can afford to spend this leave. So I put off all these things that like core to me, right? Things that I've always dream about. But then in the end, I will apply 11 days leave to go Italy. Why are we going Italy? We're going Italy because Pat found a bargain trip. Then that's why I'm going Italy. That's like, I'm looking forward to taking a break. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my wife. What is it in Italy that, fucking bucket. Don't have, yeah, then I know I'm dripping privilege as I say this, right? But it's also because just Pat found a good deal, then that's it. Apply 11 days leave, I'm going to Italy. But things that I've been holding on and thinking of for years since I was a young boy.
And think that you don't have time for it.
Yeah, and think I kind of one day when I eventually might come to fucking... Yeah, they're like, wow. And that was it. Like, there's something that just happened last night or 2 nights ago that made me...
Why did JP come to mind then?
No, because he said he needed the time, like just take time to go and do something.
Pat is like, why don't you do it? Like in another time, if she say, why don't you just do it? You'll be like, shut the fuck up. Sometimes you talk, you shit about your boss, then you're like, why don't you just quit? Like, shut the fuck up. I just want to bitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, when Pat asked me then at the correct time and the correct headspace, right? Then he's like, why don't you just do it? Like, if John Paul that manages the department, just take a 1 month break after working for 4 years, and that's his second sabbatical, and then I have not stopped. I've never taken a break since like Sec 1. Because I worked all my holidays.
Whoa.
And then there was no gap. There has been so many weeks that just go by where I was sick, I was not around, or we travel because Pat wants to travel, or we travel because my friends ask us to go because they really want to do this thing with us, and then we just need 2 more drivers so that we can rent a camper van so it makes sense. Then those things I agree to, and then but not my lifelong dreams. They're like, wow, that's fucking absurd.
But after some point, traveling doesn't really give you as much of that value as before already, right? And so the only time you travel for holiday is like to rest, right? You don't really need that long of holiday. You don't need to go somewhere for 2 weeks. Maybe you need like just a extended weekend somewhere. But if not, right, to me, like if I travel now any longer than that and there's no clear purpose or something that I really want to do that enriches me in a more specific, intentional way, right?
Yeah.
It's a complete waste of time. Which is why like I never really go and like decide actively or consciously that I want to go and travel and visit a lot of places.
Because like what perspective would that give you anyway?
Like something that actually Nan and I did once, and I think we're going to be able to maybe do more often once like Ollie goes to school, which was just mind blowing for us. But
it's mind blowing that Ollie needs to go to school. He was born last week. What the fuck?
No, we realize he's going to be 1.5 years old. We've had a baby for 1.5 years.
Does he need an education?
He should have started.
He's barely sperm, bro. He's like fresh.
Yeah, it's so true. But like we did this once, and we didn't tell anyone because like we also didn't know whether we would feel guilty about it. But it actually was so liberating for us, which was that we just both took leave together, and we just got a hotel room at day rate. So it's like 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. or like 8 p.m. or something.
It's like $80.
Yeah. It's relatively okay. I mean, okay lah. Like
so mid-trust.
Made another.
But it was so liberating because we didn't need to take a staycation. Like we also don't want to be away from our son for that long. But we just needed that time away and to also feel like we were on holiday without having to go through the flights lah, the stresses of all those. So we really just leave the house. We're on leave. We just check in at 10 and we are on holiday for that 8 hours. Like it was just damn shock. Sure, we could have done stuff also, and I think maybe we might in the future. Like write songs,
sure you
right?
did lah,
But it was also just to rest. Because I think the idea of going on holiday is that you don't actually rest on holidays, right? You're actually more tired when you come back. And this genuinely felt like rest. Like we slept for like 4 hours out of that.
No, sometimes you damn rest. You are damn rested on the holiday. You tell yourself this. You already learn this lesson, So the last 2 days, right? You plan absolutely nothing, right? Then you take a 6-hour flight back. Bam, pain. Everything hurts.
Everything hurts.
I think it's interesting that we're all kind of in this mode a little bit now, right? Where it's like, yeah, just do whatever, right? Because we have the time, and time is the only limited resource and all that kind of thing, right? But
we all do have time.
Help me rein me back a bit if I'm too extreme, right? On this note, I'm going to learn breakdancing from my friend tomorrow night.
You look like it.
I think you should put your cat to the side.
With the basketball, is it?
No, like, dude, you should be just joking. Like, I'm in this mode, right? I don't know whether it's too much.
No, I don't think it's enough.
I think something's not productive, I don't know.
Just don't break anything.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I just feel like this year everyone's just abusing the hospitalization leave.
No, but to be fair, as a company also, like people won't know this, but we've been trying so many different things. Like today, the reason why we're in soccer jerseys is because we're going to go play football as a company. Next week, we're going to play badminton in Jurong.
Tap on the hospitalization.
You're really traveling the world.
No, but honestly, right, this line line of work, right, is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this.
Right.
Because you can technically do what you want with the time that you have, and it is work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like next week, you're gonna talk about your breakdancing experience and why your finger is all the way.
You put a break in break dancing. Andrew Huberman has actually a good quote that summarizes what we've just been talking about. So addiction is a progressive narrowing of the things that bring you pleasure, and happiness is a progressive expansion of the things that bring you pleasure. And so like the former, which is addiction, happens passively, but the latter takes work.
Happiness is not the only emotion you're supposed to pursue. You're supposed to, like, human beings are
So struggle.
supposed to experience, right, a spectrum of feelings throughout your life, ma. Happiness is not the only thing you're pursuing, ma.
No, and I think struggle gives you soul, and soul
Whoa.
gives you personality,
Music.
gives you drive, gives you creativity, gives you all this. Like
Bob Marley and shit.
you can tell whether someone hasn't struggled before, and they lack that soul. I feel.
One of the biggest things that John said to me before I came back was also that the culture here is very different now. Like, he told me that Jackie eat lunch with y'all, you know. If y'all don't know Jackie, I'll see him.
No, then something changed. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he played Magic with us at lunch, lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the culture has changed though in the last 10 months.
Yeah, so I'm also curious because like back then I think we talked a bit about like how John felt like he went through a very tough lesson to learn about how he cannot be too friendly with his employees.
Yeah.
Then does now feel like a reverse of that because now you play with us and everything, ma? That you decide that you can befriend your employees again.
No,
No.
There is a line.
There's a line.
It's quite clear.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I've not
I
been back
appreciate
for
that.
long enough.
Yeah.
Respect the line. Respect the line.
Yeah. I think you realize it in like 3 weeks.
Hey, I want to say the line very sad for me.
It is quite
for me.
His natural instinct is to just assimilate, to invite everybody to his house every weekend if possible.
Yeah.
But he cannot.
Very much like love is a choice, right? I think friendship is also a choice, whereby I think tolerance plays a very big role in friendship. That what we will or will not let slip.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see the line there.
And there are certain things that I will enforce, even though it's the first time. If it's a pure friendship, I might talk to you 5 times on the 5th attempt. Yeah, but now I will talk it on the first attempt. I think there's just a clear line. And then, like, for example, maybe we talk about the magic thing. So the whole point of playing
Magic thing.
of attempting to play magic
The gathering.
was honestly to hang out with the magic group.
Bond.
Right? To be very honest, when I say I wanted to learn, right, what I really want to do is just kind of hang out with y'all and just sit beside y'all while y'all play. Then if I understand the game, then I can get in on the trash talking and shit. That would have been it.
It's a substitute to jamming. Jamming would have fulfilled the
Correct.
Wait, do people know that magic is not magic?
Magic,
Magic the
the
Gathering.
Gathering.
Yeah.
It's even nerdier.
nerdy. Come on.
I summoned my...
Wait, which one is nerdier to you? Fucking magic is nerdier to you. Fuck you. So then the whole point was like to just hang and bond with that group of people, right? My childhood friend Mark, he said he'll build me a deck. And he made me do a questionnaire. And he sent me a very thick, like, how to use this deck. That is like a lot of stories about our childhood.
It's so sweet.
It's not just about how to play this deck. It's like he recognized that I'm a person that would like to see other people play their steps first. Then I will do this, then so then he will help me retain control according to my personality, and that's how he built the deck.
Insane.
And so to me, right, as someone that just wanted to hang with people and understand Magic the Gathering, one of my oldest friends, I know this guy since I was like primary 1, primary 2, okay, made a custom deck for me. Now I will play and I only want to play this deck.
Yeah.
Right? And so it was fun until such point where I realized the nature of this deck causes friction. That's why. So Sam, if you're wondering why I have not joined in the last month, is the moment I realized the deck causes friction, what I could do is buy another deck to counter, but I decided to stop playing instead. Because
A sentimental man.
the first point of why I wanted to play Magic was to bond. And
It's
when the
interesting-
friction happened, I left.
It's interesting that you say that because I'm going on the opposite journey. So I feel like I'm somebody that is a little bit more closed off to people. But I'm trying to put in the conscious effort to join other people. So like the magic thing, right? I was also never going to join.
Yeah.
Then I just decided one day to sit next to them and try to understand because curiosity, but also deep down want to try and see whether I can like
Open up.
open up a little bit.
Gum.
Then what was the lesson that I learned from the magic group, right? Is at the early part where we were playing, this game has a very strong social component to it and it does create friction. And then I was beginning to notice the patterns and our dynamic. And I think it was us learning and understanding about each other's temperaments and all this kind of stuff, right? And then now I feel like we've come to a nice place, but we had to overcome that hurdle.
Right.
The tension will exist, but it's how you then navigate it as a group, you know?
No, but I want to say the tension was not directed at me. It was just
it's just what the game brings out.
Nothing happened. It's just that I saw it, then I realized, then this complete defeat. I never fight with anybody now when we play the game.
When you ask me, like, could I define the line? I was going to say that it's completely the opposite of yours because you felt like you opened up that line. And it was with magic, with so many other things. I think with rock climbing, it's like you've been joining, you've been participating.
Why you suddenly switch?
I think at the time where you left, I think several other people also left the company. There was a vibe in the company.
For different reasons.
Yeah, like I think throughout the history of the office, right, the vibe and the composition of the company was just something that I couldn't really find myself fitting in properly. But then over the last year or so, this year, somehow the combination just felt more comfortable. And then I also felt like, okay, but I also need to take one step forward, you know?
The vibe did feel a little bit more welcoming. There were just more opportunities to connect.
And the amazing thing is that because you, people's first impression of you, they usually a bit scared of you or intimidated by you.
Attracted.
When you take a step, intimidated. When you take a step forward, right, you actually impact this for many people that manage to assimilate. I want to reveal to you why I actually joined. Because I saw you trying to open up and it was true magic.
It's magical. It is magic.
Everybody else within magic, I feel like I have a stronger relationship with. Or a more conversational relationship with, which is Dan, which is Raja, which is Sam. But you don't have. Because you open up true magic was my key motivation of joining magic.
If anything, right, you make it cool. If it's cool enough for John Paul, I guess I could do it too.
Yeah, because if Dan is doing it, then you don't know. You like Dan and Raja, we don't know. I saw this thing on DOAC, right? The ability to do things differently is very important. Is what's gonna make you feel like your life is enriched. You might commute to work every day, 300 days a year. When you think about commuting, you have that one memory of commuting because for the most part, it's the same experience even though you do it 300 times. You do not have 300 memories of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought that made a lot of sense, but then I don't know what to do with it, right? Until when you just now you were talking about how you took that daycation, right? And until now, right, the trip that really lasted in my head was a weekend trip that Pen and I went to a nearby island. And then actually asked me what you do, right? It's you can go East Coast Park and do all these things on. Yeah, we just put a net now and then we just catch the fish, that kind. It's these things, right? But the fact that it's so different, right? Pen and I sometimes we lie down and be like, we missed that island.
We actually do have the autopilot mode. So if you keep driving from your house to office, right? After a while, you realize that actually you will lose that part of your mind won't remember that part.
This is scientific.
It will just the 25 minutes will just disappear like that.
Dude, I can first time drive to a place, I also don't know how I got there. I don't even need repetition. My brain just got holes or what.
So something that Nine and I now do, right, especially Ollie, is that we just act like tourists. What would tourists do that Singaporeans will go hey, don't do . Just the other day, right, we took the sampan at MBS. We took the boat.
Oh yeah, I also did.
So fun! It's $15, I think.
Per person?
If you
That's
have an MBS membership.
It's a bit of guilt.
That's only counts.
Again, this is a very privileged conversation.
Okay, honestly, maybe a bit boring if you don't have a child. But seeing through his eyes and just going wow.
Then just get higher.
What excuse all that?
So we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you continue watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Denise is back. One of the funniest Steve Jobs letters, right, was in response to somebody. So a fan wrote Dear Steve Jobs, can I please have your autograph? And then he said, so sorry, we do not provide autographs. And then he signs his name, Steve Jobs.
That's quite smart.
I'm so confused by you as a person. You have a lot of intellectual depth also, which is fantastic, and it's the adult side, right? You're only 1 year younger than me, right? But then on the other end, you have this try to be young half, right? That confuses me a lot.
Wait, what? Are you not the
I
same
only
age?
had the first time.
Rezt.
You're 33 this year?
33, yeah. 33.
No, because I just found out Ned is the same age as me, and I know he's 1 year younger.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, eh?
Oh, I forgot. You're younger than that.
You are 2
Funny,
years older than me.
Fuck.
Explains the hair. Hey, you're trying to be young as well.
New hair.
B Salon wants me to be young.
Honestly, it works.
They desperately wants me to be young.